Hey guys, Colin McLeod of the StockMarketBasics.com, and here we are with our live market update for September 4th, 2013 daily stock picks. Yesterday, after checking out recent earnings reports, we came across this company, SAIC Inc. This is a company which has just, as of now, released its earnings reports, and we were kind of hoping for a nice spike in volume and to be able to get some nice chances for intraday trades throughout the morning. The stock has recently already jumped down 89 cents, down $5.87%, and continue to ride down. We're going to watch the 2-minute chart and kind of wait to see what happens within the first few minutes and look for a possible way to buy in and make some money. If the stock does continue to ride down, we are going to also possibly plan to short this stock on the way down as well. It kind of depends on what happens in the first 4 to 6 minutes of the market. As you can imagine from kind of what's been happening with the stock in the pre-market and in the first 2 minutes of the market, the stock did kind of release some pretty shitty earnings reports, as well as announcement that the company will be splitting up into 2 different companies this year. It's trading at $14.19, 18 cents as of now, and we're going to be either waiting for a chance for it to rally back up or to even look for possible shorting opportunities. So far, the stock has already had a low of the day at $14.15 and a high at $14.31. Now, if the stock does rally up past the $14.31 mark, we're going to plan to buy in on intraday trade and kind of ride it up a little bit. Now, as it's looking now, if it does manage to drop down below $14.50, which is almost at right now, we're going to look for an intraday trade and short the stock and kind of ride it down and see if it can go down to, there it is right now. We're going to buy our short in right here at $14.14 and kind of see what happens over the next few ticks. The stock's kind of jumping up and down from our short at $14.14, going $14.14, $14.13, $14.14, $14.13, $14.50 now. It's kind of riding back up. We're down a cent right now, but there it is back. It's kind of having a hard time going up or going down. It's finally been able to go back down. It just went down to $14.11 there, $14.12, $14.13, still bouncing around. We managed to short the stock at $14.14, $14.10. This is a really good sign. We're just going to continue to wait and kind of see what happens and ride it down. It's really kind of dropping now. It just was at $14.8, now it's at $14.6, $14.4. Just hold on, guys. We're going to continue to ride this stock down. We're hopefully going to be able to get this stock below, below 14 bucks, kind of in the 13 area. It's kind of, it's having a little bit of resistance right now, but after the first 6 minutes of the market, it's really looking like the stock might have a nice drop. For those of you who did short the stock earlier on, power to you. And bam, there we go, $13.98. We're already up 16 cents on our short per share right now, and we're not quite ready to get out yet. We're going to see what happens. $13.95, and it's looking like the stock's going to have, a nice drop as long as it stays under 14 bucks. $13.95. Keep riding down. Keep riding down. $13.92. We got some serious sell-off action right now. People are kind of worried about the earnings report here, as well as the company splitting into 2 separate companies. And hopefully, we can continue to ride it down over the next few ticks and make a nice profit. We've got a new all-day low trading at $13.87 now. Hopefully it just keeps riding down. We're not quite done on this short yet, but we've kind of got our finger kind of on the sell button, wanting to get out of this trade as soon as it starts to show movement back up. $13.85. It's looking like it's going to just continue to drop over the next 10 minutes in the market. It's starting to rally back up. It's at $13.91 right now. which is, we're starting to get a little bit worried. 1390. It had a low so far on the last tick of 1384. We're just gonna kind of wait over the next candle and kind of see what happens over the next minute. The stock's really kind of having a hard time going down below the 1385 mark. It's kind of really jumping around the 1390, 1389, 1387 right now, and it's really jumping up and down. But as you can see from the last candles, it's really on an incline down. Looking like it's going to kind of rally back up again. It's at 1398. We did our short at 1414, and we're kind of wondering if the stock's, what it's going to do here. 1397, 1396, jumping up and down again. Right now trading at $13.97. If it does bump up over 14, we're going to sell out on our short and take our 14% profit. Right there, just jumped up to 1402. We're going to sell off. We're going to sell our short here and take our 12 cents profit. We just sold off, and we managed to get out of our short at 1401. It had rallied down 16 cents lower, but we were hoping for it to keep going, to be honest. And now it's trading at 1401. It's looking like it might jump back up, and we're looking to go for our next intraday trade as a long here. If it goes up to around 14.4, 14.10, it's at 14.4 right now. If it goes up, we're going to buy in once again on a long call here, and we're going to hopefully get in around 14.11 here. We managed to get into our next trade as a long at 14.12, and we're hopefully going to ride it up, 10, 20 cents, sell off again, and wait for it to, drop back down and short the stock once again. This is a perfect stock for intraday trades, as it's kind of moving up and down quite nicely, and hopefully all of us can make some nice money. Over the last minute, the stock has been kind of riding down. We managed to buy in our long call at 14.12. It went up a little bit. I think it went up to around 14.16, 14.17, and then slowly dropped back down. We're kind of hoping the stock can hold out, kind of ride back up over the next minute here, around at least 14.15, 14.14. But we're going to kind of want to wait and see what happens here. Back to 14.10. Hopefully we made our right call going long on this stock again. Finally, after the stock kind of held out at around 14.10 for the last minute or 2 minutes or so, it finally rallied up to its last high of 14.17. This is a really good sign, as the stock should and most likely will continue to ride back up. Finally, we bumped over the 14.17 mark. For a second there, it was at 14.18. This is a beautiful sign that the stock is starting to have kind of momentum and going to ride up a little bit longer. It's having a really hard time beating the 14.18 mark. It's kind of jumping 14.17, 14.18. It looks like, traders are kind of worried about this stock, but we're just going to hold on and kind of wait to see what happens over the next couple of minutes here. Hopefully it'll ride back up. We did manage to buy into our long intraday call at 14.12, so we're already up a nickel a share. We're going to kind of give it a little bit of space to move and hopefully make some money. Finally, it just jumped over the 14.18 mark. It's up to 14.23. This is a beautiful sign. The stock is going back up. It's going to ride up right here. We're going to continue to watch it. 14.24. It's got a new high of the last candlestick. 14.21. That's alright. Just continue to ride this bitch up. Once again, holding at just above the 14.20 mark, jumping around quite a bit, but not really showing much movement here. It's almost looking like the stock's going to kind of drop back down. We're at the 4.17 mark, but we're not really willing to sell out quite yet. 4.16. Once again, we bought in at 14.12. We're up 3 cents, and it's really looking like it's going to rally down. We've kind of got a decision to make whether we're going to, spend more time on the stock to kind of ride it back up to where it was previously, or you know, just sell off and take our 3 cents. I personally, I'm really kind of worried a little bit right now, but you know, even if I lose a couple of pennies a share, I don't really care. I'm hoping that SI will kind of rally back up within the next couple of minutes before the first 30 minutes of the market. Back down to 14.14. Just as I said, the stock managed to rally up again, jumped past the 14.20 mark, but it's really having a hard time going past 14.25. It's over the last minute hasn't really done anything. It's jumped as far up to 14.25. Looking at the last candle here, it had a high open of 14.24. It dropped down to 4.18. On the next one, it's went as high as 4.27, and with a low of 4.14. Jumping back down again to 14.20, this stock is really kind of, you know, it's not really showing any good movement either up or down, but really kind of jumping up and down within, you know, seconds to minutes. Finally back up again to 14.23, and we're kind of wondering if this stock's going to ever beat the 4.25 mark. 14.25 mark. Finally jumped back up to the 14.25. 14.26 finally beat it. So we're going to hold on a little bit longer, jumping back down, but you know, if it could kind of hold on for the next little bit, stay at around 14.25 and continue right up 14.24. You know, we're kind of thinking if we should kind of sell up this stock right now on our long, grabbing up 12 cents a share. We'll kind of hold out and see what happens. Back to 14.25. This stock is really kind of pushing me. 14.24. You know, like, do we take our money out now or do we wait? Thankfully, we're back up to 14.22 after 33 minutes of the market, and you know, the stock is kind of just holding there. We're kind of waiting for either, you know, a nice jump up in price or a huge drop, and it's just not doing anything at all over the last, you know, 30 seconds or so. But, you know, over the next tick, you know, we're either done out of this trade, we'll take our 10-cent profit per share, or we'll kind of wait. But it's not really looking like the stock over the next, you know, few ticks is really going to do anything. We're here at 14.20. And it's looking like it's going back down. We're going to sell off. We're done. You know, we bought in at 14.12. We just executed our exit, so we ended up making 8 cents a share. And, you know, it's back up to 21. But, you know, this stock's just not really worth our time right now. My name is Colin McLeod with StockMarketBasics.com, and thanks for joining our live market update for September 4th, 2013. As always, make sure to subscribe, check out our website, and make sure to also join us for our next market update as well as our daily stock picks for September 5th, 2013.